The DA leader, Mmusi Maimane, has just handed over a memorandum of their demands here at the Premier's office here in Bloemfontein. One of the core issues, of course, is about the municipalities that are owing Eskom here in the Free State. We're talking about the Maluti Phofung that is owing about 2.8 billion, followed by Matjhabeng municipality. But just to give us the breakdown of the memorandum, we're joined by the DA leader. And Dr. Maimane, take us through the memorandum. You have given them the memorandum, and what is exactly the core issue, knowing that this situation, it's not the first time that you're raising it?
South Africa finds itself in the grips of load shedding, which is the same as job shedding. The ANC went out and mismanaged an entity. Now today we are running out of power in our country. We have introduced a 5-point plan that says how do we stabilize Eskom, how do we stabilize energy so we can grow our economy. And the plan speaks fundamentally to saying how do we allow more independent power producers to come on board so that we diversify energy. Secondly, it relies on the fact that we need to have a proper rationing model about staff at Eskom. Thirdly, it says dependent on sustainable cities, and part of the plan of sustainable cities is that municipalities must be able to repay back the money that they use in consuming energy. It's in two parts. We are asking for municipalities who can purchase energy from independent power producers to do so directly, but those who are purchasing from Eskom must be able to pay. Now the challenge here in the Free State is that when you arrive, you discover that municipalities like Maluti, Phofung, Matjhabeng simply are not paying, thanks to the corruption of the ANC, thanks to the poor administration where you are able to collect revenue. And therefore our proposal and our memorandum says let those municipalities be named, let the incompetent city managers in those municipalities be held accountable for that situation. And thirdly, we must introduce a smart metering program. Why? Because it's important that we secure the rights of the poor so that they get what is due to them, the appropriate amount of energy that is free, because we have a responsibility to the poor, but we must also ensure that those who are wealthy must pay for their services so that municipalities are able to purchase energy. If we fail to do those things, we are not going to win on the Eskom drive, neither are we going to ensure that our economy is held ransom by a lack of supply of energy.
Knowing that, of course, even if the payment happens, it's not going to happen overnight. How are you going to monitor, knowing that, so that you can know that they are paying in the Free State?
It's important that we start a program of holding people to account. You see, we can't allow a situation to deteriorate, and then once it's deteriorated, say, well, it's unfixable, so we must leave the people there. That's a lack of accountability. It's the ANC saying it's not their problem. It is their problem. That's why municipal managers who have not done their job must be held to account. Political principles. Those mayors who adjudicate on budgets and make sure that money is not being paid must be held to account. And the ANC must deal with its own people. Because if we don't do that, we perpetuate a culture where in some municipalities people invest in VBS knowing very well that that's just an ANC financing model. You end up with municipalities not as we've taken over governments where corruption is ballooning, and we fail to hold those people to account. We demand accountability because now South Africa is at a point now where as a people and as a nation we need to reclaim our space. We need to take our country back. It was sold off by the ANC to the Guptas, to Bosasa, to a whole lot of places of corruption. We must now take control and say we need a new government. We need a new government that will deliver for the people. We need a government that will hold public representatives to account and ultimately be able to provide services to people at a faster rate.
Just one last question, Mr. Maimane. You said that you are giving them 14 days to reply, but you are not happy with the response that they just gave of a turnaround strategy.
I think my colleague here, Aphumelele, can also add to this issue, but we've been having too many turnaround strategies, too many summits, too many talk shops. The ANC simply is talking itself in circles. They don't know what to do with SOEs, they don't know what to do with Eskom, they don't know what to do with our economy. We need action, we need bold action, and the response we got today was typical. We don't know, we weren't involved. We need change. I don't know if you want to add anything.
I mean, I think it's quite clear that the residents of the Free State are tired of ANC governance. I mean, a whole MEC came out and he couldn't properly articulate what their plan is to make sure that municipalities pay Eskom and make sure that electricity is provided. So our message is to the people of the Free State, it's quite clear the ANC is not up to the task. We as a Democratic Alliance, where we govern, we don't just talk, we actually work and improve the lives of the people who live in the areas we govern. We are launching our manifesto on Saturday. We encourage South Africans to tune in, engage with our manifesto, read it, and see what change the DA wants to bring to South Africa. We will talk about how we will create fair access to real jobs, how we will fight corruption, how we will create an honest and professional police service, how we will accelerate service delivery. So we encourage South Africans to please watch, read, and come to the launch and engage with us what they think about our manifesto. But we really think we've worked really hard on putting together a manifesto which we believe that if we're national government, we will build a better South Africa. We will build one South Africa for all.
Mr. Maimane and Sis Phumzile, thank you for your time.
Let me just show South Africans, you know, when load shedding occurs, where DA government's in place, if it's stage 2, in DA is stage 1, because we diversify energy. There is a plan that diversifies energy. We are asking to show people, give us a chance, we'll make sure load shedding is a thing of the past. There cannot be load shedding in South Africa under the DA, because we will run governments that will ensure that we include a diversity of energy and not look after one at the expense of all South Africans.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.
All right, that was DA leader Mmusi Maimane and also Sis Phumzile, just of course trying to get us through their memorandums, talking about the Eskom and also saying those municipalities that can purchase directly to these entities, they should rather do that, saying that they will hold all those accountable within the municipalities, very accountable, and also saying that they're giving the office of the Premier 14 days to reply to their demands. But for now, it's back to you in studio.